Yeah, I know. I got when I let my brother play Pizza Tower on my computer, I distracted him so that the jump scare would go off. It was funny. Anyway, now that we've got the final fucking key card. Oh, is this gonna be? Oh, it's gonna be one of these.
My cock. Cheesy on my weenie and a pasta on my balls.
This is a cool cutscene though. Door open.
Whoa, holy shit, the door is opening. No way.
Whoa. I mean, it's a big door, which means it's important.
And then there's like a very small hatch inside.
Why is there a penis inside of it?
Yo,
There's a penis.
Oh, no, never mind. It's a bridge with gears.
Let me guess, they're gonna do the classic thing where it's just a regular door. Nope, it's actually a somewhat important door.
It's another door.
Holy shit, it's a door.
It probably opens once the train goes through, but guess where we're going?
To the train.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think it'll take?
Feel my pain. Okay.
I think this is gonna take a little too long.
You know, this is kind of bumping. If I, like, bounce off of the right ledge, I can get a bit of more speed.
John Pizza.
Sean
I
Pizza?
showed
Oh,
you my
God.
pet penis, please respond.
I think Penguin is slowly losing it. He's starting to speak pizza. Speaks the language of pizza.
I speak the language of the gods, and the gods are hungry for pizza. The gods want
Alright,
want
here
a
we go.
penis.
Now I just gotta push the button on the... Alright.
Look at me go, Matt.
Bro's zooming.
Oh, train's moving. Let's go.
Oh, hold on, I gotta watch that. Yo, the train, it's moving, just like in Half-Life.
I pushed the button, alright. And now that we're here, let me off. And I'll go ahead and... Oh!
Fucking Swedish monkeys.
You gotta rotate.
Yeah. Do you see that?
What? Yo, shell spotted.
I'm gonna go up to her.
Shell located.
Shell did nothing wrong, party.
No, she tried to murder him with a hatchet.
Shell did nothing wrong.
Where did she go? She thought.
Murder is okay, don't you know?
Wait. Oh, shit.
Is she on the train?
Blapature.
Yeah, she's on the train.
She really thought with portals, huh? Yo, turret friend, get that girl. Shoot that
Yeah,
one.
his gun's on the his gun's backwards, so he can't.
Turn around and shoot that bitch.
Sexism.
Shoot the woman. She's inferior to you. As a
Fucking
male.
women.
I love doing that. That is, in fact, one of my favorite activities.
I'm gonna need you to shut up.
No longer located.
Here we go.
Keep your eyes peeled for the woman. Where is the white woman?
White woman jump scare. White woman jump scare.
Did you ever beat Security Breach?
No, I stopped playing it in favor of this.
Real?
Well,
Yeah,
first it was in
look at-
favor of Ultra Kill.
Mm.
And then
So
I
do
just
you
kind of
know
got
the
distracted.
ending, at least?
It's still installed, I just...
Do you know the ending?
No.
Aw.
I've been too distracted to play it.
Gregory. see that small vent on
Matt,
the floor?
shut the fuck up before I skin you alive.
We're finally going into the tiny
Players
door.
who get their skin banned will have their skin removed.
Guys, here we go.
Hooray!
Freedom.
But what about Shell?
Huh?
The white woman?
Oh, white woman jump scare.
The worst one. All human traits are bad, GLaDOS.
Humans are bad.
Humanity sucks.
Just humanity. That's it. That's the whole statement. Humanity.
Yo, neurotoxin? No, it's Wheatley. Wheatley's flying.
No. Oh, it's the space core, but it's also the effective turret. He's got missiles. Ow.
Bro, defective
Oh, it's a
core.
boss fight.
Which one is that? Is that just
Yeah, that's
generic
space core.
effective
Oh no,
core?
I think it's just like,
No, it's not space core.
yeah, I think it's just like they used his eye at the start. Okay, I beat him. Oh shit.
Oh wait, no, the voice audio is that is the same from the regular.
Oh,
defective
he got
turret.
he got reassembled.
It's just the regular defective turrets. Okay, the voices.
What the hell is he doing?
He's trying to kill your turret friend. Ah, crap. What's a guy gotta do to get some bullets around here? Music is going hard though.
Oh, is he dead? Okay.
Papino blast!
Oh my god. Well, I don't want to beat the shit out of your robots. I hope this costs you money.
Spaghetti!
I don't think GLaDOS needs money. I don't think money even exists around here.
Oh shit, laser. Laser!
Bro's getting lasered.
No, he's lasering me.
He's coming all over you.
Oh,
The jizz.
oh. Yes.
Whoa, yeah!
Stupid. What? Okay, that's not creepy.
That's just GLaDOS for you.
Yeah, fair enough. Though that felt a lot more sinister than regular GLaDOS.
Well, this is an alternate universe. Maybe this is one where she's
Right,
already been
right.
deleted and she's gone full cynical.
It's like it reminds me of Portal 1 where you take away
Yeah, where you take out.
yeah, where you take
active
away
core.
some of the cores, and then she's just kind of like really threatening. Like you take away the core that makes her, you know, calm and stuff, and then she's just like really angry, but intelligently angry.
And then you take out more cores, and then she kind of.
And then you take off the intelligence core, and then she's just blind rage. Lambda Labs, materials research.
Yo. What's Lambda?
Half-Life.
Alright. The Half-Life. Beep, 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 beep. Get him, Bob.
Just like
Rotate, do a 180 and kill them all.
Well, for some reason, he only, so when he only shoots when he's aggravated by whatever's in front of him. But the thing is, he shoots backwards. So there were some puzzles where you had to like put him in front of like a mannequin of a turret or a mannequin of a human, then place a portal behind him, and then have it so that he shot like turrets or something. Yeah. Of course, we don't need that mechanic anymore because we can just instantly murder them. So he's just kind of there to further the plot.
He's kind of there to do what Wheatley does.
Yep, pretty much. He just like opens doors and gets.
He's Wheatley too.
He's Wheatley but less evil.
Wheatley but slightly intelligent.
Well, I mean,
Wheatley
is actually pretty smart. Like, he can hack. He can do hacking, right?
Well, that's just
the issue
because that was
he's
what
not
he was designing.
wise.
Yeah, it's more like he wasn't.
Like, he has knowledge. He just doesn't use the knowledge goodly.
Goodly.
Yeah, he was designed to be.
He was
dumb.
designed to make bad decisions. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So dumb GLaDOS down.
He was designed to be narfy or something.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you design something to make bad decisions, GLaDOS will just continue to make those bad decisions, and therefore murder everyone still.
Yeah. She'll just murder everyone for a dumb reason.
Part 7, let's go. I think this is the last part, and we don't really. There was no. I think that's when the website got shut down, or something. But so we'll just say it's an ending, because you do actually go outside near the end.
We'll just pretend because it's a happily ever after.
It's all yeah.
Look at my movement.
I'm not watching your movement anymore.
He's playing ancient chess.
I got my 2 minutes of pizza tower and I couldn't take any more.
Portal gun activation into the multiverse.
Yo, into the Spider-Verse moment.
It's an elevator.
Yo, the multi-dimensional elevator. Like you go in on that one end of the elevator, and then when the door opens again, you're like in another dimension. I don't know. Everyone's like a shark person, I think. It's been a long time.
Oh, hey, don't.
The pepper.
He shot at GLaDOS.
Yo,
we can read this person's email.
the lab.
Email statement 1 out of 1 to all personnel. The Lambda labs are now currently restricted from all employees. This means that all scientists are to discontinue all experiments immediately and must evacuate for reassignment. Due to the lab restriction, all of the monorail trains to and from Lambda labs Raggy, are now deactivated.
Like Scoob, when they said fix, I thought they meant like fixings on a sandwich.
Oh my god.
Where are my balls, Raggy?
Where are my vesticles?
Where are my wrists?
Yo, it's this room again.
Well,
Part 2.
Fucking
Test
Mach
subject.
10 Pepperman.
1 out of 6.
I'm pretty sure
Well, he only goes-
Pepperman's turnaround in Phase 2 is Mach 5, like your crazy run.
No, Mach 5 is Peppino's maximum Mach speed.
Exactly.
So, you're leaving Bob
So
Yeah,
his
so
turnaround
no, no.
his turnaround in Phase 2 is that speed.
No, his phase 1 is that speed. I tested it. I went at my maximum speed and I was at the exact same speed as Pepperman.
Yo, is that the
He's
Microsoft
fucking fast
logo?
then. God damn.
Yeah. So he's going at like twice the speed. Let's see. Test subject number 1. Oh
Rubik's
fuck
Cube.
no. No.
Bang.
No. What's this? Test subject number 6. Okay, hold on. Number 2. Oh, I forgot to take a little fuck with me. Okay, hold on.
You're leaving Bob behind, dumbass.
Oh god, I left him really far behind, didn't I? Oh, never mind.
Door.
Oh no!
No, Bob, no!
He screamed too. Alright.
Hey, Bob, do you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube?
I think that's a no.
I don't think Bob knows how to open a door,
What is this?
much
Okay,
less solve a Rubik's Cube.
Whoa, what the? Whoa, whoa, hey.
Fourth dimension. Bro's in the fourth dimension.
What is that sound?
Fourth dimension ambience.
Bro, it's the
See
back rooms.
yourself right now, really, guys.
Bro's in backrooms level -1.
Do you
Bro's
hear that?
having an aneurysm.
No, that's Ratman having a mental breakdown. That's what that audio is.
Classic Ratman moment.
That noise is in like one of the soundtracks, I think, and like and like nobody knows what he's really saying.
It is a classic Ratman moment. Yo, it's
BB-8.
yeah, yo, it's BB-8.
Lapature Ball Bot version 8.0.
Sorry, BBB-8.
Okay, let's see. Torch. Taser. Okay.
Whoa, that's so cool. No other one. You gotta. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, what's in here? Oh, probably we don't have to detonate that, yeah. Oh, hey, it's a companion cube.
Slide.
Oh, and then the taser.
They are sentient. They are alive. They have lots of them.
Oh, yeah,
The other
right.
box.
Yeah, that game theory thing. Yeah, hold on, let me.
GLaDOS actually says they are alive.
Right,
They
right.
are,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, game theory covered that. Like, and he talked about how it is.
If you try to
entirely
take the
possible to
companion
stuff a
cube
human
out of that
body
one
inside of it.
room that doesn't have a thing, GLaDOS vaporizes it and says, I think that one
Oh,
was
yeah, I
about
know,
to say,
I know.
I love you. They are sentient, you know. We just have a lot of them.
Yes, and they're just dead bodies inside of companion cubes.
It's in that box.
Oh yeah, well. Oh wait, I can just blow this up and see what's inside. Oh! Ooh. Oh, I forgot we can.
Falling.
Oh yeah, it's totally BB-8.
Well, no, it's BBB-8.
Okay, let me just get this over with.
Lapature Ball Bot 8.0.
Alright, I gotta. This is so difficult.
Can't you just
Oh, yeah. Okay, and now, oh, this is gonna be
push
worse.
that? Can you just push it? What the?
I think I solved it for a second, and
Yo,
it
it's
broke.
Princess Leia.
And also Ray. Yeah, it is Star Wars. Anyway,
Star Wars
okay,
reference.
that was something. All right, what's test subject number 4?
Button. There's a...
Turret human.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, Bob puzzle, Bob puzzle. Is this a Bob? I think this is a Bob puzzle.
I think it's a bomb puzzle. Okay, I think this is just a
Bob
thing
shoot
designed to
that?
kill. I think it's just something designed to kill both me and him. Actually, that might be it.
Would Bob
We'll try
shoot the
that.
human?
No, cause
Would you shoot one of them? Would Bob shoot them?
yeah, it would. No, I don't think. Yeah, because it's just like a cardboard cutout. The other
It's not,
things, it was like
it's
a.
not convincing enough.
Yeah, the other one was a mannequin and then an actual turret that was being that was in progress of being built. All right, what? Test subject number 5.
Gel? No. Ball. That's
are
the
those?
ball
They're
machine.
like- Okay. Alright, let's see. Oh, look at that tiny little...
It's small. Oh!
And then...
Small balls.
Interesting.
No balls.
I'd say that this probably means that you'll die if it touches you, because that instantly destroyed it.
Revolutionary.
What's this?
Looks like a Half-Life reference.
Okay, what's...
Well, I don't think it's a good idea to go in there.
Okay, yeah, you're probably not.
It's probably a
what's
great
the
idea.
water?
Don't listen to Matt.
Yeah, let's throw something.
Matt's
Let's
stupid.
throw something over there. Ready? Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
please stop throwing your trash into our dimension.
dimensional portal. Well, go in there and find out.
This might kill me.
Just go in there and apologize.
Did you not see?
Go in there and apologize.
That sounds like death.
You just go in there and apologize. You threw your trash into their dimension. You gotta go in there and apologize.
Okay, fine. What
Darn.
you're saying?
Well, I guess you can't apologize.
Yeah.
What happened?
I tried to get.
Sex.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened was there's this crazy ass portal, and then I threw a clipboard into it to see what happened, and a note came out saying, "Please stop throwing your trash into our dimension."
So he tried to go in there.
Oh,
Rubik's
it's
Cube.
is it shuffling itself?
Is it shuffling? Is it gonna actively try to hinder you?
Oh, it was showing you the puzzle and how to unsolve it, and you're supposed to remember how to.
Well, I
Yeah,
hope you're able to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, I don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
I know John can.
Get him in the call.
Also, this is like the jankiest way to Rubik's Cube ever. Okay, I also... Alright, so hold on, what else is there? I just want to explore a bit more. Yeah, test subject...
Danger. Throw Bob into it.
What if you throw Bob into the portal?
I mean, it would probably restart me because I just murdered him, so probably not.
Well, if it restarted you, then you could see what the
Yeah,
solution for it was.
it killed me, so it's probably going to kill him.
If it restarts you, you can check what the solution for the Rubik's Cube is.
I
don't want to torture myself. Okay, hold on. I do have an idea though. So what I'll do is I'll place a portal in here, right? And I'll push this button. This guy explodes, right?
Take me with you.
So
So you're gonna use Bob as bait.
No. I'm gonna use myself as bait and then throw it away into the bombs.
Well, that's
You'll
a much
see.
more lame option.
You'll see. Where?
It blew up on itself.
I got it. And then... Shit, I missed. No worries.
Peppino is taking a
Portal.
peppy piss.
Peppy no. Peppy yes.
Peppiness.
Damn it, I missed again. I know, this has to be the right answer.
Stop coming.
Stop coming.
I showed you my pet penis. Please respond.
Oh my god, it keeps bouncing up. Is this not the way to... I haven't, no, this has to be. Did you just say fabulous? It did. Yeah, there we go.
That's just a line from Portal 2.
Yeah, most of these lines are from Portal 2. Believe it or not.
How does Bob not get emancipated?
I don't. Yeah, this was shown off at like the very fucking beginning, like after you just meet Bob. You didn't see this. So there's an emancipation girl. He's like, please stop, and then he screams when I go in, and then he's like, nothing happens, and he's just chuckles and says sorry. Anyway.
So he's just immune for some reason.
No, no, we're not up to something. What makes you say that? No.
No.
You took everything from me.
No.
I like how happy the turret is. Like, just like. Anyway, Wee's nuts. Anyway, I got the flashlight again.
The Wii's foreskin, aka the protective straps, the protection on Wii remotes.
Why are they
Damn.
orange?
I don't know, because it's like a different universe. Also, when I emancipated him, he turned white.
Racism. Yo. Wow.
Why?
Wow.
Is this like a maze?
Wow.
And
And when there's a disc, there's a insert disc here thing.
And there's an insert dick.
Yo, where am I inserting? Where is insert? Beginning orbital insertion.
Okay, here we go.
Shell evidence. Shell spotted. Shell located.
Shell located. Current objective kill.
How's he gonna? Oh wait, yeah. Gravity gun can just kind of crush her.
He just puts a portal below her, a portal above her, and says, "Good luck."
Well, because it's not portal service.
Also,
Hello.
Shell could simply hold D, you know.
What?
If you hold D when you're in the portal, if you hold A or D while you're in the portal, you'll just, when you're in the falling portal, you'll just stop falling.
Yeah, because you move out of the portal. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Shell has the long fall boots anymore.
No, she was wearing them. Yeah, she was
Damn it.
wearing them.
Well, there goes that plan.
Oh, next test chamber this way.
Also, everyone knows Shell only wears those things for show. She actually,
There was a video that showed her using them. I don't think they're just for show.
Nah, Shell secretly has legs of steel.
Legs of these nuts. I don't know. Okay. What's
No,
over here?
Shell was the main tester of them, actually.
Yeah.
So she can actually survive long falls anyway.
Oh, there we go. Oh, insert disc. There we go.
Insert dick. Yo, another particle accelerator. Again. That's like the same line you said.
Well, I mean, it's not. Well, they're just reusing lines from the game.
Yeah.
There's not much that they can do. Really.
Look, Matt, it's worth the chicken.
A lot of the time making this, no, but now AI voices have gone pretty good.
Well, yeah, but at the time of making this was like before a lot of
all
things.
the 15 AI stuff.
Oh, shit, I missed.
Good job.
I'm trying to like trick shot it in. I hold on.
Insertion failed.
So I guess it's just portivity combo gun.
Is
What
that
does
what
it?
you're using right now?
No, this is just a portal and gravity gun.
Combo gun. Combo.
and it's up to Peppino to get to the top and
Worm,
stop it.
worm.
If you had any questions about that setup or are trying to get any deeper meaning from it, congratulations! You fucking idiot, you're on the same level as King Sisyphus. Live to be in dead another day, that's all the motivation you're getting. Before the game lets you off the leash, you've got to make it through a tutorial, though, where you take Peppino out for a test drive. Alright, let's see how this middle-aged Italian man handles. Actually, he can't handle anymore. Now, normally Peppino waddles from place to place, but holding down the run button has him break out into a super fast sprint that gets faster and deadlier the longer you can run uninterrupted. At first, it's a bit of a speed boost, then it's a battering ram that plows through everything in his way, and finally, it's a runaway freight train in the throes of a panic attack. Peppino, while running, becomes almost unstoppable, since any enemy in his way is usually so scared they just stand there and wait to get hit. But it doesn't make him immune to stuff like stage hazards and traps. That's not Peppino's only form of attack, though, since he can also grab enemies, then hit them with an attack depending on what direction you're going. Launch them with an uppercut, punch them away, give them a pile driver, or just bite them. They're trying to blow up your house, civility is out the window. Peppino's moveset is rounded out with a slide and jump that, depending on how fast you're going, can be transformed into a super jump that will keep going until you hit something. Good thing this beach has a roof. It's also here that we learn the objective of every level. Find a hidden Killer John at the end, break it, then run like mad all the way back to the start. Take too long, and Pizza Face wakes up. Despite what you might think, this isn't an automatic loss, since he'll only chase you instead of instantly killing you. He does catch you, though. Make it back to the door, and you're all done. When you look at it in a vacuum, Peppino has a very simple moveset, but the beauty of the controls come from how it all just works. Pizza Tower reaches this lofty height where it's hard to explain just how much fun it is to control the game. Peppino has been fine-tuned to perfection in terms of controls, and while it could easily have been slippery and imprecise given how fast he goes, never once did I feel like Peppino wasn't doing what I wanted him to do. Even Peppino's limitations, like taking a second to turn when running, are integrated into every level to make sure what could have been an annoying snag ends up being just another part of the perfect control scheme. Speaking of those levels, there are 20 of them, 4 on each floor with a boss fight at the end. And if we want to save our shop, we're gonna have to go through all of them, starting with John Gutter is sort of an extension of that original tutorial. Basically a playground to let you test out Peppino in before tackling the real levels. The structure is super simple. Most rooms are straight shots to the left or right, with only one having any real verticality to it. Makes sense, you're only just getting started. Be kind of cool to start you off with a ball buster. Enemies, too, aren't much to worry about. The knights can be annoying, since if you're not careful, you can run into the board and get hurt. But if you think before you act, it shouldn't be too hard to avoid them. These mozzarella globs can't even hurt you, and are mostly just there as combo fodder. That's right, Pizza Tower's main hook aside from the speed is the combo system. Ramming into enemies raises the combo, and picking up the toppings throughout the level is how you keep it up. The higher the combo, the better grade you get at the end of the level, and the more points you earn. Yes! Enemies are dotted throughout the stage in the perfect arrangement to keep your combo going, as long as you don't screw it up. The game knows you have the ability to do every stage perfectly, and gives you all the tools you'll need to succeed from the very start. Of course, it's not just a straight shot until Pillar John. There are a few things that need to be done before you can say you finished the stage. First off is the toppings. Throughout the stage are these cages with your topping friends that you have to break open, 5 per stage. Getting them all safely to the goal nets you $10 for each, and that money is how you can afford to pay for boss doors. Beating the boss is all it takes to get to the next floor, so in reality, as long as you have enough money, you can just skip a lot of stages in this game, but ignoring them loses you the moral bonus of seeing them dance in front of the stage doors. So what if they get captured 20 times? This one has sunglasses. The choice was made for you. However, topping cages are usually pretty easy to spot, either on the run to or back from Pillar John. You'll have collected them all, no sweat. The secrets are a bit harder to spot. In the stages, there are 3 hidden eyes that will take you to a mini-course meant to challenge something you've learned in the stage, whether it be a movement concept or the level's gimmick. Gutter Johns are about as basic as it gets, just climbing up some walls and timing turns. Pictured here is the opposite of what you should be doing. Depending on the stage, they can either be really cleverly hidden, or you'll run into one by complete accident. Best to look for anything that looks even slightly out of place and ram into it at top speeds. That usually helps. But that's not all, since you're gonna find these doors that you can't open. The only one that can is Jerome. He's the janitor, and he probably hates me. Once you find Jerome, you can make the run back to the door, have him open it, then collect the food that's inside. This is a massive point boost, and you're gonna need it if you want the highest ranks in the game. But it's also incredibly out of the way if you want to keep your combo up, so it's best to do it on the return trip from Pillar John. So that's 5 top-ins, 3 secrets, and 1 janitor to find in every stage, all while trying to keep your combo up. That combo part is the hardest of the 4, since wasting too much time gets you closer and closer to losing it, and taking damage drains it by a lot. Peppino doesn't have the typical health system you'd see in most platformers. The only thing that could really kill him is running out of time in the run back. He instead feels the pain in his score. If you manage to keep from screwing up long enough, you'll eventually make it to Pillar John, smash him into pieces, and no matter what's happening, as soon as the music stops and pizza time begins, your only objective is to get out as fast as possible. Easier said than done, though. Even though a lot of pizza time is running back through the stage you just did, the fact that you're running back means that you have to flip your anticipations. Remember what you dealt with, and then remember you're doing it backwards. This leads to an absolute panic when parts of the level you experienced one way are suddenly flipped on their heads when you gotta tackle them on the return trip, especially with these John blocks that block off or open paths. Like everything in John Gutter, it's not especially hard, but you certainly feel the shift in parts like the room right before Pillar John, where you have to realize that instead of running back down the same path you just went through, you can just drop down the first pitfall instead. What before meant that you were sent back to the start of the room now means that you're sent back to the start of the room, but you meant to do it. It's also here that you learn that pizza time run-throughs will take you through radically different paths than the original run-through. This part with the ladders wasn't anywhere in the original level and only becomes available on the run back. This creates a pulse-pounding experience, watching the timer tick down faster and faster, getting closer to certain death as you desperately try to remember how to go down a ladder. Oh, an A grade. What a perfectly acceptable grade that anybody would be happy to get. I sure do hope that nobody is upset I didn't perfect the first level on my first try of my first playthrough of this new game. Guys, maybe the people who have to invent new challenges just to beat them shouldn't be considered the standard for gameplay. Have you ever considered that this isn't normal? I'm normal! So you may have noticed that you have plenty of time to get to the ending. Almost twice as much time as you're gonna need to if you play fast enough. Well, turns out it's not just so you can dance in front of the door and be cocky for an extra minute. I feel an ill wind blowing. Every single stage in the game has the additional challenge that once you make it back to the door, you can choose to run back through the entire level a second time, and it's the only way you're gonna get the 2 highest ranks in the game of S and P. S rank is just the next rank above A, nothing too crazy there. P rank stands for perfect, and the only way you're gonna get it is to keep your combo up from the first enemy you hit all the way back to the door. The second time you pass it. It's an exhausting challenge. You've got to find the perfect route to keep your combo up, execute the whole thing perfectly, and then when you're just about to finish, do the whole thing again. You'll be on pins and needles the entire time, too scared to take a breath or else you'll ruin the perfect equilibrium you've reached where you're not messing up. I'll take a breath when we get to the next straightaway, it's okay. I won't lie though, it's a little worth it. Pizzascape is what's considered the first real stage in the game. Not only does it sit with the rest of the levels and not in its own room in the hub area, it's got a much more defined style than John Gutter. John Gutter's theme was mostly places and things. Meanwhile, Pizzascape has a perfectly executed castle theme that persists throughout the whole thing. It also gives a great chance to talk about the graphics. It's the most eye-catching thing about this game aside from how fast it goes, and it's clearly going for that early 90s controlled chaos style from shows like Ren and Stimpy. Every single character and environment is brimming with life and personality, from one-off enemies to the recurring cast, the Toppins and Jerome. Everything comes to life in such an interesting way. But then there's Peppino. Despite having a fairly limited moveset, every single motion Peppino makes is so lovingly crafted and hand-drawn that even the most basic action is enthralling to watch. There are also so many great hidden details throughout, like turning near a ledge and falling off, and if you fall long enough, Peppino starts to wonder, where's the ground going? Or falling from a high enough height alters his idle animation to be all bandaged up. The amount of time and effort that went into making Peppino move the way he does is baffling. No, really, just read the comments on the Sprite resource. People are terrified of how much Peppino can do. Can Peppino handle Pizzascape, though? Well, yeah. This level is a lot of what you got used to back in John Gutter up until you're proven worthy. You are now on the same level as Arthur Pendragon and Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the first transformation in the game. A lot of stages have a transformation for Peppino to take, which radically alters gameplay. For the Knight, not only does it give you a double jump, but it also lets Peppino slide down ramps, which automatically plows through anything in your way. Good thing too, since the heavy armor means Peppino can't run. Ah, come on, he's weighed down by anxiety every day. He should be used to the weight by now. The level makes sure to use it in plenty of interesting ways, having you dodge these priests that return you to normal in order to get to secrets, trusting you to figure out that downstabbing over ramps is quicker than checking their structural integrity with your face, and testing you in the secret rooms to see if you can put it all together in one go. The room layouts themselves get a mite bit more complicated. Paths start intersecting, and you might be tempted to take it slow and plan out your route. They're all gonna laugh at you, Jack. This level also takes the liberty of springing the Pillar John on you after you jump down a pit with a knight armor, which means until the sweet mercy of a solid wall comes in, you're sliding forward indefinitely. The anxiety you felt when the last pizza time started gets doubled as you scramble to figure out what's going on and try to navigate your way back through the labyrinth you just got through. How on earth am I gonna get out of this hellhole? If I had to have any complaint about what is an extremely solid level, my mole rat vision makes me mistake these blocks that can only be broken with rolls as a regular block, and you can imagine the embarrassment. Overall, though, Pizzascape is the textbook definition of putting your best foot forward. Following up Pizzascape is a tall order for any level in this game, and Ancient Cheese doesn't necessarily get the mark. Keep in mind that for most levels in this game, even if I talk negatively about them, it's only in the sake of fairness. I want to big up this game as much as I can, since, spoilers, I think everybody should buy and play this game, but I also want to make sure you don't go in with unrealistic expectations. Even this game has a few dud levels, and Ancient Cheese is one of them. This level is themed after ancient Greece, if that tortured pun in the title didn't clue you in, and it really doesn't do a lot with the theming. Pizzascape did plenty of neat things with the medieval theming, meanwhile Ancient Cheese doesn't do a lot to set itself apart. It doesn't really have any set pieces aside from this bridge of disappearing cheese blocks that lets you gain a lot of speed. Aside from that and these fencer enemies, the main gimmick of the stage are these bomb goblins. They throw out, oh god, what's he gonna say? Bombs, which you can pick up and throw around. This was the first big stumbling block to having fun that I had in the whole game. The bombs come out at just weird enough of an angle that you wouldn't expect them to, that you can easily miss the target you're going for and have to run all the way back to a new one, wasting precious time and combo potential. But what's worse is how the goblins are awfully stingy with their precious bombs too, and will take forever to throw out a second one, leaving you just sitting there. They aren't used a whole bunch in the level, but when they are, it grinds everything to a halt and you have to shift gears in a way that's really unsatisfying. As for positives though, the other gimmick for this level, the disappearing cheese blocks, are used in pretty cool ways. Sections like this one to get Jerome, where you need to turn late enough for the blocks to disappear so you fall down to the next part, are all throughout the level, and they add a challenge that's all this level's own. The run back during pizza time is plenty neat too, since Peppino gets sick of this whole hallway malarkey and decides to take his way to freedom. Ancient Cheese just doesn't do enough to set itself apart, and when I'm going through all the levels, it's not one that springs to mind. Like I said, it's bad by Pizza Tower standards. In any other game, Ancient Cheese would be one of the best levels, but when you're surrounded on both sides by Pizzascape and Blood Sauce Dungeon, it's hard to stand out. If you thought the last couple of levels have been a bit too easy, first off, no need to make the rest of us feel small, and secondly, Blood Sauce Dungeon is here to smack you back down to earth. It's similarly medieval themed like Pizzascape, but the dungeon setting gives it a completely different vibe. You get the vibe instantly that you're in for a rough ride, and it's not the only thing that makes this level stand out. It's the most vertical level thus far, and maybe in the entire game. Save for a stretch at the end, this level is almost entirely made up of long shafts rather than the straightaways from before. If you still haven't learned the trick of how to turn at the last second to keep your momentum going off a platform, this level's gonna hold your nose down in it until you learn. It's not the only lesson this level teaches you though, since it has one that's vital for survival. Just take a second. A lot of this level is made up of platforms that aren't solid on the bottom, so running up a wall into one won't stop you and you'll pass right through it. If you aren't careful when rushing through and dash up a wall, you might pass through and have to redo a whole section of tight platforming. Just make sure to turn or slide so you don't run into a wall and you can avoid a faux pas like this. You don't want to be like this when you grow up, do you? Of course, running fast is going to be tough with traps like these spinning pizza slicers and pits of boiling sauce. The sauce isn't as big of a hindrance as you might think since it doesn't count as damage, but you're going to lose control a lot longer than you'd like to. The slicers, though, well, they have a challenge to never be hit by one for the whole level, so that should tell you all you need to know about what a pain they are. The blackout section later on and these tight crawl spaces act as great set pieces leading up to pizza time, which, weirdly enough for such a tough level, might actually be the easiest so far. Remember when I pissed and moaned about the level being vertical and how you could run through platforms you had already run through by accident? Well, what if I had an accident on purpose? Yeah, you can bolt through pizza time by running up the walls, and it makes for the first pizza time that didn't make my hair fall out. I would have loved to try a second lap, but the gate didn't spawn because the game knows how unhealthy that would be for me right now. Well, with that, we've gotten all of the secrets, top-ins, Jerome treasures, and my brand new funny clothes. I got them for being funny. We cough up the money and we're able to rent a door that takes us to our first boss fight. What foul beast is this? Peppermint is your inaugural boss fight, and thanks to that fact, he's got a pretty easy pattern to learn. He's got a shoulder barge inspired by nothing in particular, a big butt slam, and that's it. He's got variations for sure, but other than that, he's super easy to read. See, he's smart enough to turn around after missing a shoulder barge, but stupid enough to assume Peppino wouldn't do the exact same thing. But Peppermint's moves are kinda like a speeding train. Just because you see it coming doesn't mean you're gonna get out of the way. If you get caught off guard by Peppermint, he's quick to take advantage and bowl you over. That's why you gotta take advantage of Peppino's other defensive tool. Yes, Peppino's taunt button, which I didn't mention because you weren't allowed to know yet, is pulling double duty. Not only does it allow you to style on your enemies, but timing it just right as your opponent hits you allows you to parry their attack and avoid damage entirely. This completely changes the game, not just in the basic levels, but during boss fights as well. Now instead of simply waiting for the attack to be over or dodging, you can stand your ground and simply deny your opponent the right to claim they hit you. The skill ceiling gets raised sky high when parrying gets involved, and there's no quicker way to feel like a genius than by parrying everything coming your way. But it does require thought. Yeah, I mostly shied away from parrying in the main levels. What can I say? Cowardice looks better on some people. I think this yellow streak down my back is actually really slimming. In boss fights, however, when all you have to focus on is the fight and not keeping a combo up, oh, I'll parry all day. I'll parry even when I don't have to. No, silly Billy, I didn't mistime my parry. I simply parried an attack that never came. Some of us like being prepared. That parry specifically works in some very unique ways with Peppermint. When he goes for his round-trip shoulder barge, if you parry him right as he collides with the wall, he'll actually skip the return trip and just get stunned. Speaking of Peppermint, it can't be overstated just how much personality he and all the other bosses have. Since at one point the bosses were going to be playable. If Torta Pizza is watching, I beg of you, please, let me play as Peppermint. Nobody else, just me. He's my favorite boss design in the whole game. Something about that big dumb grin on his face is just hilarious. I love all of his animations, like his turn, his butt slam, and how he admires his craftsmanship. As long as it's also of him. That statue trick is also how you stun him during his final stage, where after landing the final hit, he goes down and gets right back up. Yeah, you thought the regular stages were all that had to be beaten twice in a row? Nope, bosses too. Now you're dealing with an even faster and more dangerous Peppermint, who does all of the same moves in the same order. This stupid Italian man will never see this move coming. Zounds! Just like the stages as well, you can also P-rank the boss fights, but this requires you to avoid all their attacks and finish the fight without taking a single hit. To those without egos made of glass that would shatter at the slightest slight, it would be fine to pass up the chance to get a P-rank and get on with the game. Not happening! Learning how to parry alleviates the stress of fighting Peppermint by a fair bit, but when the second phase rolls in, he starts launching statues and dropping them from the ceiling, and those you can't parry, or maybe you can, I didn't check. I was too busy screaming in terror every time a nearly successful run went up in smoke because I got overwhelmed. Peppermint's fight is the perfect soft spot between challenging for the average player, me, and the Stone Cold Killers who go for P ranks, also me, and he's my second favorite boss because of it.
Get out of here! Get out of here, you little bastard! Get out of here, you little bastard! Shit, no!
Oh, none of you believed in me. I know you didn't, but I believed in myself, and that was worth more than all of you combined. Ah, yes, a chariot fit for a champion such as myself. Moving on up brings you to the next floor, which not only has a brand new hub area, but 4 new levels. They're all unlocked from the start. Feel free to tackle them in whatever order you want. But you better start with Oregano Desert is the first level of World 2, and weirdly kind of has the inverse problem than Ancient Cheese had. The level starts out in the Wild West, fighting off these mozzarella globs who use totems to call down lightning. The further in you go, though, the more you see these supermarkets dotted throughout the map, and these are where the toppins are being found. Run a quick little obstacle course and collect the toppin at the end, and make sure to give that cashier a big tip. Like, move! Alright, those were 2 pretty strong gimmicks to structure the level around. How does the track Who are you? That's Kentucky Carry, and he gives you the Fire Mouth power-up. At the price of running, you get a higher jump and the ability to dash forward by coughing up fire. It's a little unwieldy at first, but once you get into the rhythm of using it, it's actually one of my favorite power-ups. Shame it is, then, that you never really get to use it for very long. The rooms you get this power-up in are the shortest in the level, and rarely require any inventive use of it. It also mixes in the 4th gimmick of this level, these chains of blocks, where hitting the first one causes the rest to crumble. It's not bad, as long as you have good reaction time, it won't mess you up, but still, when all of these are getting stacked on top of each other, it gets a bit much to handle. Oh, so it's not too much to handle? Well, let's fix that. At the midway point of the level, the 5th gimmick gets piled on as now these cows show up. Now, is it great that the developers found cow.png and put that in the game without even trying to make it fit into the rest of the style? Yes, obviously. But as soon as you start to interact with them, you find out how annoying they can be. I hate the cows, and with how much they take over the latter half of the level, it didn't give it much of a chance of being one of my favorites. There's an achievement to never get hit by one of the cows in the entire stage. That's not an achievement, that's an act of God. This level just feels like it's trying to do way too much all at once. Like, if Oregano Desert was split up into 2 levels and each of them got half of the gimmicks, I'd like both of them a lot, but together, it's a lot weaker than the sum of its parts. That's not to say that I hate it. In fact, some parts of the level are really well done, especially the supermarkets. I think these are all wonderfully designed bite-sized challenges, pretty much taking the secret track total for this level from 3 to 8. My favorite is probably the 4th one, where the game uses the lessons it's taught you against you, since you have to avoid Kentucky Kenny since you can't advance with the power-ups he gives you. There's also a section before pizza time where you enter an alien spaceship, and while it's fit to burst with bovine, it does give you a nice sneak preview of an upcoming level. And Oregano Desert absolutely has the biggest disparity between how much I don't like a level and how much I love the music. I've held off until now, but Pizza Tower's soundtrack is on a different level. There isn't a single song in the game I'd consider below good. Every one of them, if they're not just amazing to listen to, fit their levels to a T. Klasky Jito and Mr. Sauceman just woke up and decided to make over 20 pieces of solid gold. Some levels even double dipping and getting 2 completely distinct and amazing songs. Oregano Desert probably has the best track in the game thus far, and it's a while before anything even comes close. This is where Oregano Desert ends up, though. It's got too many good parts for the game to comfortably fit them in one level, and it drops it down from what should be an amazing level to just a good one. You probably guessed that this whole floor was going for a Wild West theme by this point, as instead of the wide open prairies, we're in a graveyard, surrounded by unmarked graves. Wouldn't have hurt to put down a wet floor sign though, since it's not long until you're skating by on dead bodies. Once you're past that though, you get to take a walk on the other side yourself when you eat a ghost pepper. Controlling Ghost Peppino is weird because he's janky in all the right ways. You can only move him in the 8 cardinal directions, so he can feel a bit clicky when he snaps back and forth between his different poses, and it makes charging up with him a pain since he has to be moving in the same direction for a bit to break boxes. But when I tried to think of a part of the level that it ruined, I just couldn't. The controls never got in my way or made any part of the level unfun, so maybe I'm just being a whiny Wendy. What this level does best, though, is its theme. It really nails the atmosphere of a boneyard, and the backgrounds and enemies do a lot to help with that. When the level starts out, you're dealing with the same mozzarella globs you've been dealing with for the whole game. Nothing new here, but as you go further and further in, the more they get replaced with ghosts, who are a lot trickier to take out. The music, though, is the highlight. The tune is melancholy while still managing to be recognizable as a Pizza Tower song. I love how the sound of gunshots is always present in the song, a perfect fit for an Old West graveyard. The run-up to Pillar John isn't especially noteworthy, but when you do break him down, he decides, doing this 6 times in a row probably means you're not doing it on accident, and he attacks you from beyond the grave. Ghost of Pillar John is like a trial version of the pizza face chases. Instead of instantly killing you, he'll just instantly take you back to the start of the room you're in. It's intense trying to get away, especially in the rooms where the game forces you into narrow hallways and hairpin turns. 1 second of hesitation and John gets you. Ghost of Pillar John also has some intense rubber banding. If he's far enough away, there's nothing that's gonna stop him from getting back to you. Once he gets back though, he's gonna take his sweet time. Where are you going, huh? Wait, where are you going? I also like how Pillar John follows you into the last secret area. Makes it feel like that as long as it's pizza time, you can't get rid of him. Part of me wishes that he appeared as a challenge in other levels, but he also fits this level so perfectly, and shopping him around would just make this level feel a lot less special, and really, this level needs all the help it can get. I feel like despite the neat gimmick, great theming, amazing music, and fun chase at the end, Waste Yard is one of the levels that gets skimmed over the most when people talk about this game. It's never brought up as one of the best levels, nor is it brought up as one of the few bad ones. It exists in this gray area of too exciting to be boring, but also too short to be memorable. Did you guys know there was only 1 cameo level in the whole game? Yeah, before I actually played the game, I saw the trend of people making their own special guest title cards and thought, there must be like 5 of these per world. People were saying Madeline, Sands, Peter Griffin. Nope, just 1, and it's Mort the Chicken. Where's my screens for Radical Rex? Awesome Possum, Clock. That's a joke, someone already made that. After Oregano Desert and Waste Yard, Fun Farm feels like crashing into a brick wall in terms of pacing. This isn't the sort of level you can just blast through with reckless abandon. It's got enemies you can't reach, launching projectiles that will hit you if you're like me and boldly refuse to engage with the core mechanics of the game. The track doesn't have a lot of sections where you can build up speed. It feels like it was created by a whole different team than the rest of the game. The music as well sounds completely foreign to everything else. Even the more mellow tracks never sound quite so placid as Fun Farm. The reason for all this being, which is made obvious as soon as you enter, Peppino isn't the star of the level. This is Mort the Chicken, and seeing as Kentucky Kenny is still in our rearview mirrors, no one would blame you for assuming they had just made Mort up. Nope, Mort the Chicken is the star of his own game on the PS1, made by the same guy who created Echo the Dolphin, Ed Annunziata. So, how in the heck did Torta Pizza get their hands on the license to Mort the Chicken? Well, they asked. The team asked Ed if they could put Mort in the game, and he said yes. Or at least that's what they said to keep the press off their tails. Break this secret wall and jump down to find the Mort Cube. Alright, that's all the Mort Cube time you get. Mort! I can't decide on whether or not I love or hate Mort. Like most power-ups, you can't dash with it, but what it gives you in return is a double jump and swipe attack that can clear rats out of the way. On top of that, it also lets you swing off Mort hooks, which send you flying at a very awkward angle that makes stringing together several hooks in a row way more painful than it should be. Just try the second bonus room to see how horrible a Mort hook can make you feel. But in the main level, it's never too frustrating, except this part of Pizza Time, where every time, without fail, I forget Mort is even in the level and jump to my death. Even with the problems I have, though, I can't bring myself to say I don't like the level in the same way I don't like ancient cheese. Mort's inclusion and the super chilled out vibes are more than enough evidence to let you know this is a level you're meant to take a little slower. Just enjoy it at your own leisure, and when you take a step back from trying to do everything perfectly, it's a nice change of pace. If all 4 levels in this world had been non-stop action, I think it would have gotten to be a bit too much, and I'm glad there's a level that asks you to enjoy your time with Mort.
Well, after riding across the prairie, meeting that nice chicken at the funny farm, and
Dying.
nothing better for a cowboy to do than to wet his whistle at the old slough.
Fast Food Saloon is your gut check for the end of World 2. Starting out, it seems nice and slow. All you gotta do is flip over some cards and parry bullets. Normally, I'd abstain from taking the game's advice to make it more fun, but I had a bad feeling I needed practice. A few rooms in, though, and you get your first race with Horsey. This may be the first time I majorly disagree with the popular opinion, because when I hear how people talk about Horsey, I have to wonder if we're playing the same game. Maybe on P ranks, Horsey pulls a knife, but in my 5 or 6 times playing this level, Horsey was never an issue. Sure, the room with the fans can be frustrating, but I never out and out failed it. I get that it's annoying how he locks you out of saving a top-in if he wins, meaning you have to restart the level, but still, he was far from a challenge. The other 2 major portions of the level are these buttons that temporarily open doors and our majestic steed. Little Doggy is tons of fun to control since he's always running at top speeds, and even though he's a bit rusty on the whole turning fad, it's nothing you can't get used to. This section here where you need to wait until the very last second to jump off to make it through this door is exhilarating, and one of the first times even a novice like me feels like they're unstoppable. Oh, but what will stop you is one of the achievements. Only hit every button in the stage once. Sounds easy until the game decides to get spiteful with what counts as a button press. This here, 2 button presses, because we hate you. The run back through the saloon on your way to the end is also a lot of fun, especially since you get to run back through all the tracks you raced Horsey on and get to see, thank God he's still upset about losing to me. Top it all off with a killer music track, and Fast Food Saloon is probably my favorite level so far. It keeps the action and speed up while still introducing plenty to get the old neurons firing. Getting everything in this level leads us to our next boss fight, though, and after all the ruckus we just caused, it was only a matter of time until somebody wanted us dead.
Oh no, it's the sheriff.
Peppino's Wild West fit of terror is about to be brought to an end by the Vigilante, our next boss fight. Before the fight begins, he insists on doing this like gentlemen and hands Peppino his own gun. Now instead of your regular grab, you can shoot, and holding the button down lets you pull the trigger harder and get a bigger bullet. Just like in real life, you're letting the gun know that you're not joking around. Immediately, this puts you at a disadvantage, since you're getting a very unsafe gun safety lesson. Vigilante tries a new move every time you hit him, starting off with dynamite, a kick attack, and trying to shoot you. Pretty soon, though, the entire arsenal comes out, as Vigilante uses a submachine gun, missile launcher, flamethrower, shields. He even calls in his grandpappy to take a swing at you from beyond the grave. The fight is an absolute flurry of projectiles flying every which way that can quickly overwhelm you if you're not prepared. Here's where the Vigilante fight diverts into 2 separate paths. The path of trying to defeat the boss as normal, and the path of trying to P-rank it. As a normal fight, it's a reaction time test unmatched throughout the rest of the game, getting you to assess all the threats coming in from every angle within seconds of them appearing, and then dodge them all. It only gets worse when the second round blacks out the whole screen and creates even more visual confusion. In that, though, it makes for such a satisfying experience to duck and weave through it all, landing your shots where you can until eventually you take him down. The Vigilante. I hate him. I hate the air he breathes. I hate the ground he walks on. I hate all of his favorite bands. I hate him. P-ranking the Vigilante is the worst experience I had in the game, and what frustrates me the most is that it's completely optional, so the only one I have to blame is myself. I mentioned before it was a never-ending flurry of attacks, which is fine when you're okay with getting hit, but when you're not, my god! That never-ending barrage of attacks adds up quickly, and your eyes are darting all around the screen, hoping your precious 5% of the screen isn't filled up with bullets before you have time to react. That bazooka attack ended at least 20 runs at the boss, since while you try and avoid the actual missile, the aftershock, and the Vigilante's follow-up attack, Grandpa decides to visit. There were so many times in my successful run I was ready to admit defeat. Just by a gnat's hair did I skate by some attacks, and the worst part is that since you fight this boss with the gun, you don't get the brief window of invincibility when you do damage like with Peppermint. All of this culminates, though, in a final showdown. What, you thought there was any fairness in this? How about I get a rocket launcher too, and then we can talk? Crust Cove kicks off World 3 and its theme of, let's just say traveling, because it's weird that Floor 2 is the only one where all the levels are themed. This level has one of the best flows out of any in the entire game. It's got such a fun and bouncy feel to it, with the pineapples that will taunt alongside you, the ability to plow through the walls, and pulling a grounded Christ air by running along the water. This entire opening bit had tons of secrets to find, and I had a good time getting them all. From the bonus points if you go left instead of right, the Jerome room, which is one of the only ones I'd recommend getting early instead of on the run back, and the top-in cage where you need to keep your speed up when running across the water. Getting inside, and the level keeps the speed up, both in the sections where you need to find a key and the section on the way to the lock. Most of that is thanks to the barrel. I ain't thinking it. The barrel isn't a power-up I look forward to using. Holding down run lets you roll
I'm in the
forward
middle
and
of
blow
something.
through
I'll go to bed when I'm
everything,
done with
but at
this,
the cost
don't
of
worry.
bouncing off any walls you hit. The barrel feels like a power-up where you just sort of hold down the button and clear through the stage. There are long stretches where you just need to time a single jump that are so low stakes that they feel a little boring. Not to mention with how frustrating it can be to learn at first, it can lead to you awkwardly having to reposition yourself, and it breaks any flow or rhythm you had going in. Speaking of rhythm though, this level has one of the best tracks in the game. It sounds nothing like the rest of the soundtrack and fits this level's vibe perfectly, from the funky beat to the sampling to the more relaxed bits leading right into the most hectic. I may not know music theory, but I believe they call this a collection of noises that makes me happy. When you're finally done with the lock and key part, you get hounded with cannon fire from this salty sea dog who won't even meet you on the same plane and sits in the foreground. Dodging cannon fire while dealing with the stage itself is one of my favorite set pieces in the game, and gets better when you couple all of this with trying to find the secret. Even further in, and you get stopped by these goblin turrets that can't be broken, but you can parry their cannonballs. It's one of the few times the game finally broke me and had me parrying in the main stages, and if I learned from my mistakes, I might actually keep it up. Couple this with a great run back to the door, and Crust Cove comes close to overtaking Fast Food Saloon as my favorite stage, but that's a title it'll hold for, let's just say another 4 pages. Anybody else just feel like a chill come over them? Gnome Forest doesn't have much of note, to be honest. These pizza wizards can be a bit annoying with their lightning attacks, and the goblin archers can catch you off guard, but really not a lot to report from the... Oh, okay. Yes, Peppino's on the sidelines for the majority of this level, as it's time for Gustavo and Brick to shine. You may be familiar with their work from running around in the hub areas, and for all that hard work, they're being rewarded with their own level. Gustavo and Brick start out the level with a tutorial explaining how they work. They can't grab like Peppino, and instead you can either launch Brick like a cannonball or launch Gustavo like a Zangief. You have a double jump that automatically becomes a ground slam and can climb up walls by bouncing off of them. They aren't quite as fine-tuned as Peppino in terms of control. There are quite a few times where I wish they controlled more like he did, but at the same time, it would kind of defeat the purpose of the level. Alright, you get a break from Peppino and instead get to play as Shorter Peppino and his mousy friend. Enemies too can be on the frustrating side. These pickle enemies, plucked straight out of Memoirs of Magic in a very Mort the Chicken-esque deal, will vanish whenever Gustavo approaches them and then teleport back to hit him. However, whenever Brick barrels at them at Mach 2, they don't seem too worried about getting out of the way. The highlight of the level, though, is how you get the top-in, since you actually have to do your job for once. Just cause the pizza shop is under attack doesn't change the slogan, 30 minutes or it's free! Helping these pizza sages back to their home rewards you with a top-in, and whenever you have one, the level design gets ironed out a bit to encourage more speed. By the end, I was actually pretty well adjusted with Gustavo and Brick, and it took a second to remember how Peppino worked when you shift back to him at the end of the stage. Gnome Forest isn't the first stage I'll come back to when I'm doing a replay, but it's not bad by any means. I will say that of the 2 Gustavo and Brick levels in the game, this is the worst Gustavo and Brick level in the game. When does a joke go too far? Golf as a level was originally conceived as an April Fool's prank. No, not like that. Just a way to mess with the people allowed to play the game early. It wasn't meant to be part of the game at first, but just like oil spills, accidents happen. If you try and rush through the level like normal, all you're gonna get is a face full of bricks. The only way to get further is to launch this little grease ball into the hoops at the end of the room. Do it under par and you get a Primo Burger, which I've asked my guy, they don't do anything. But he also said that they're not illegal, so I'm gonna get all that I can. Yeah, I may suck butthole at Pizza Tower, but watch me in Wii Sports Golf and prepare to be blown away. Ah, crap, I suck at this game too. You can either line up your shot accurately by grabbing Greaseball and then launching him, or take the Wild Buffalo's approach to the King's game. He'll get caught by noses, thrown by umpires, and even stolen by your fellow golfers. But at the end of the day, all you've got to worry about is getting this Greaseball where he belongs. Coming off of Crust Cove and Gnome Forest, this level sounds like an awkward, flow-breaking mess. I love golf. Golf is one of my favorite levels. It shouldn't work. It almost feels unfair that it works. Like, this should be the level we can just throw up our hands at and say, they tried, nice effort, see you in Deep Dish 9. But they just nailed it. Maybe it's how hitting Greaseball resets your combo meter. Maybe it's the way Greaseball flies off after being charged into. Maybe it's the satisfaction of watching him ping-pong back and forth off of walls to the goal. But golf is a masterstroke. Each course feels perfectly tailored to getting the ball there in one swift combo. But the higher averages for the courses and the fact that grabbing Greaseball resets the combo means that there's room for error, especially on your first run-through when you're learning the best angle of attack. Everything from the backgrounds, the enemies, the hazards, and the run back during pizza time where you still take some time to play around a pasture pool just works. Even the music has this effortlessly great feeling about it. The backing beat and main instrumentals are so relaxing and fun to listen to that the song throws in Klasky Jito making dinner and loudly eating it, and it still manages to be one of the best tracks in the game. Golf is a level that does the impossible, really. It's the definition of greater than the sum of its parts. There isn't a bad part of the level, and if it weren't for what came next, I'd say it was my favorite level. Except it's not quite there. Deep Dish 9 is the final level of World 3, and just like Fast Food Saloon before it, they saved the best for last. No mystery or leading you on, Deep Dish 9 is my favorite level in the whole game. Others come close, but Deep Dish 9 has the highest concentration of amazing gimmicks, theming, level design, and music. The level starts off with you in a spaceship where you get the first of the power-ups, a rocket for Peppino to ride on. This counts as riding, right? Despite how Peppino may see it, the rocket's actually a lot of fun to control. Making the most last-second turns you can to keep the speed up and smashing through asteroids is a lot of fun. Once you get past that, you get the olive bubbles that rise up super fast, and one rocket ride later and you're off to space! The level pivots hard into the space theming, and now you're running through alien worlds, hopping across olive aliens, plummeting down pits, and taking out tons of goons, keeping your momentum up while blasting through these portals. These alien sections have the best sensation of speed in the game, mixed with my favorite platforming challenges. It's also got one of the most clever tests in the special stages, with you having to build up momentum with the portals before blasting through some steel blocks. In fact, every secret in this stage is a perfect test of what you've been learning, from the olive bubbles bouncing off the bottoms of platforms, and the rocket where you have to go all the way back through for the exit. The whole level is a great challenge, while never having a section that made me want to pull my hair out. There is this one section with the John Block switch and pizza time that requires way too much brain power for me to handle right now, but that's the only part I can really complain about. The best part of it all, though, the music. It's my favorite track in the whole game outside of bosses. It's such a funky and alien-feeling track, with a guitar that just starts making noise I didn't know a guitar could make. I feel bad because I just want to keep talking about how much I love Deep Dish 9, but It's also one of the shorter levels as well, and there's only so many ways I can say I love this level. If you have Pizza Tower, go and replay Deep Dish 9. If you don't own it, buy Pizza Tower so you can play Deep Dish 9. With the best floor in our peripherals, it's time to take on the best boss. We're not talking about that one Noid fact. Everybody talks about it and they report it wrong too. The timelines don't match up. Besides, that's the Noid. This is the Noise. He's legally distinct, and aren't we all just legally distinct copies of our parents? The Noise is special from the rest of the bosses, who all perform their moves in the same order every time no matter how many times you fight them. Noise, meanwhile, has his pool of 4 moves, but every time you fight him, he'll do them in a different order. Sometimes he'll lead with the pogo stick, other times the skateboard, sometimes the jetpack, other times the bombs. The first thing this does is set up the Noise as a completely different type of boss. He's a real challenge compared to Peppermint and regular Vigilante, since the element of rhythm you built up on retries with those bosses is all gone. Shoulder barge, return shoulder barge. Okay, can we just get to the move you hit me with last time? That feeling never sets in with the Noise, since you're always going to be guessing what he's going to throw out next. At the same time, though, it makes the Noise feel so much more satisfying to learn, since once you have him down, it feels like there's nothing he can do that you're not prepared for. Perfectly countering everything he tries is the best feeling you can get from any boss, and to a nicer guy it couldn't have happened. The other thing his unpredictability sets up is how much of an asshole the Noise is. The Noise is actually going to be added as a playable character soon, and it's not hard to tell that this was their favorite boss character. Not only does he have plenty of official comics with him and Peppino, but he's got by far the most personality out of all the bosses. I may love Peppermint, but there's no debating that the Noise has the most charisma out of the entire cast. He's just got such a punchable face that you want to see him get knocked around like a pinball. His animations also exude big dickhead energy, from showing Peppino his favorite finger, to his skateboard tricks, to how bloodthirsty he gets when he goes for a pogo stick stomp. Getting to the second round, and while he has all the same moves, they all have a brand new property, like launching the skateboard at you to keep you away, using a decoy with the bombs, using a pizza crusher instead of his pogo stick, and buying a shitty jetpack. Pizza Tower's challenge is at its best when it tests to see how fast you can break a habit, and Noise does that perfectly. You want to rush in so bad and smack him around when he falls out of the balloon, but now if you do that recklessly, you'll get hit. On that note, Noise hits the perfect sweet spot in terms of difficulty. Unlike Vigilante and Peppermint, you can never get upset that you were hit by something you couldn't see coming, like a stray bullet or falling statue. The only thing that you could ever get upset about are these little freaks of nature, but don't you think that God was already upset when he made them look like this? Besides, in my final P-rank run, I actually saved the whole thing by bouncing off one of their heads. After beating him one more time, Noise decides fighting is hard and goes to mow you down with a minigun. So, when you hear people talk about Pizza Tower, they always say Pizza Tower has no bad levels. Got at least 3. And hey, 3 out of 20 is a failing grade, so Pizza Tower fails at having bad levels. Oh shit, it starts off floor 4 in the sewers, and it kinda sets the tone for the whole level from there. It's not an especially pretty level, the backgrounds are mostly forgettable, save for the graffiti as the level goes on, and the foreground ain't much better for looking at. Sewer levels are really hard to get just right, and this one doesn't nail it in my opinion. This level also happens to be home to some of the most annoying gimmicks in the game. Let's get the good one out of the way first. The trash can lid controls almost exactly the same as the dead bodies from Waste Yard, and since those were a lot of fun, this is too. The other ones, though? Well, the transformation for this stage is the cheese blob, which, even in the context of the game, is treated more as a downgrade than an enhancement. Movement speed is cut by a lot, and the only trade-off is getting to cling to walls and destroying rats. It's used very sparsely, thankfully, but every time it does show up, I groan, because it's just not fun to use. I think what makes this power-up such a lame duck is how it doesn't do much that Peppino can't already do. It can cling to walls, but Peppino can just run up them. Really, all it can do is get rid of rats, and there's plenty of other power-ups that can do that better. The other miserable gimmick for this level is the penny pinchers. Jump into them and they'll take a coin, and in return they launch you up. Except they use such a weird system for momentum, and it's hard to tell where they're gonna send you all the time. The section where you need to chain them together to get over a gap is way more frustrating than it should be because of it. The level also uses the Russian water currents from Krust Cove a lot, and they're done a lot worse here, since you use them a lot more and in a lot less fun ways. Even though I didn't like the level at all, I will admit that Pizza Time is really fun, especially in the sections where you need to react quickly after hopping out of a pipe, or you have to run through the whole thing again until you get it. Even in Pizza Tower's lowest moments, it's still a blast to play, and with how short the levels are, you'll never be forced to play a really bad level for a really long time. But yeah, I don't necessarily agree that Pizza Tower is this completely flawless game, especially when the level name gives you a clue for how you should react. Ah, shit. With that, we can move on to, I have enough for the boss room. You know what? He looks familiar. He doesn't. So this might be Peppino? He's called Fake Peppino, but I honestly prefer the fan name Pseudo. Whatever you want to call him, he's not immediately hostile or even dangerous. If he's not trying to grab you, you can run into him all you want with no consequences. Fake Peppino's fight has such a weird start to it, since his attack doesn't even feel like he's trying to hurt you, just get a closer look. But when you draw first blood, the gloves come off and the fight proper starts. After he gets hit, he'll summon a dozen clones to try to hit you with the same move he just did, and while some attacks are easy enough to avoid, others aren't. All of Fake Peppino's moves are twisted versions of your own, like the dash, the super jump, the taunt. I didn't know I could have been throwing my head at people the entire time, but I'm just happy to know now. The best way to describe the fight is just creepy. Fake Peppino moves all wrong, like he just got a grasp of how to use his legs. He'll morph into other forms mid-motion, dissolve into the floor. He's unsettling to watch in motion, and the quality of the animation only adds to that. It also comes across in how there's no set time where you're supposed to hit Fake Peppino like all the other bosses. Anytime he's not attacking, you can hit him, like when he's charging up his super run or when he's on the ground after a super jump. Adding to the stress of the fight tenfold is the track. Pizza Time never ends. This is another one where I feel completely alone in this opinion, but Pizza Time Never Ends is the best boss track in the game, and one of the best tracks overall. It starts slow, which helps to set up the uneasiness of the first two attacks, but when he starts running around the walls and the track picks up, it never looks back. It just gets faster and faster, taking those notes you know so well from Pizza Time and just beating you over the head with them until you start to feel like you're going insane. There are a few sections where the attacks are a bit too easy to dodge, though, like running up the corner here just shuts off the Peppino brains, and the section before the second round is totally possible with just standing still. The second round, though, that controlled chaos becomes chaotic chaos, as Peppinos are doing whatever moves they want, however much they want to, whenever they want to. It's hard to even describe what this phase is like, since so much of it feels totally random. The music, though, is all you need to tell you that things are getting bad. It almost feels like the song is melting at some points with how it progresses, and it fits the rising tension perfectly. The tension eventually boils over, though, when you manage to beat him, and you get to the final segment. Just run like the wind from whatever that thing is, and pray he's never on screen long enough to find out. It's a lot of low walls you can't easily run over, so while you're desperate to get away and make it to the end, you're gonna get sloppy and mess up at least once, or twice, or thrice, or thrice, or vice, or sice, or vice. It was kind of Tour de Pizza to at least include the face you make once you finally beat the boss. With the key, we can now move on to beat the rest of the levels. Well, why don't you feast your eyes on that? Bad level 2 of 3! Peppybot Factory isn't quite as bad as the last level, but when I think of it, I think of a level where nothing flows right. The level starts, presumably outside the factory, and is filled with disjointed gimmicks that don't play into the wider theming of the level, let alone with each other. These hot dog enemies only show up in this robot-themed level. The bomb goblins are back, only for the run-up to the entrance. The level has way more of these plug boxes than other levels, which feel like they're dotted around without much care. The intro section feels like a demo stage stapled to the front of a more realized level that was put there to make up for space. Once you get into the factory, okay, it's weird. I acknowledge the stage had a vision it wanted to accomplish, it did it as well as it could, but I don't like it. The level is all about these conveyor belts, either running with them to gain a lot of speed or running against them and suffering. The level uses them in addition to these grabby hands to test you by keeping your momentum up, to smash through boxes, run across conveyor belts, and avoid dash panels that send you in the opposite direction. There are a few other examples in the secret stages, but in reality, both ideas are at best underbaked and at worst annoying. This section at the end with the conveyor belts and dash panels that requires perfect timing is so frustrating, since you just keep running into them over and over and over until you finally get graced with a wall. The peppy bots that the level is named for are barely even a factor. At best, you'll fight about 6 before this section where you fight loads of them. Them being the namesake for the level would be like if Fast Food Saloon was named after the bottles. This level does have one shining moment, though. The pizza box power-up is amazing. It controls like a dream, ricocheting off enemies as a blast. It's even got one of my favorite special stages in the whole game. Yeah, if any rats are watching this, this is simulated rat violence. Unfortunately, the use it gets in the level proper isn't much before pizza time, where all the fun ways you had used it before completely evaporate, and now you just use it to get over conveyor belts. One positive without an asterisk, though, is the music. This is up there with Oregano Desert in terms of levels I don't care for that have tracks I really, really care for. There are also some other neat things, like the door being stolen at the end of the level, and you having to backtrack a substantial amount to go find Jerome's door, but I just don't care for it. Peppybot Factory is a level that feels confused on what it wants to do, buoyed by a few bright spots. Luckily, it only gets better from here. If any level could give Deep Dish 9 a run for its money, it's the Pig City. This level takes a similar structure to Oregano Desert, where it's a central hub with a bunch of mini-challenges dotted around, and the first 3 of them are incredibly fun. The level has a wealth of fun gimmicks that are all explored and used very well. You have the grind rails straight out of Sonic the Hedgehog, these pig cops where you need to gain speed in one direction before snapping in the other to get free, and these rat balloons where Peppino can ride up before letting go by jumping. Among these 3, there isn't a single dud. All of them control perfectly, give a great sense of either speed or carrying momentum, and they all add to the level in a really fun way. And that's only in the first half. Yep, after Peppino gets arrested, Gustavo and Brick take over and run the rest of the course. And somehow, this level works so much better for these two than Gnome Forest ever did. Gustavo and Brick controlled like a dream throughout the Pig City, and there weren't any moments of jank like there were in Gnome Forest. I was enjoying every second of these two, and then I saw what made this level so special. Those 3 gimmicks I mentioned, the grind rails, the cops, and the balloons, all 3 function completely differently when you play as Gustavo and Brick. Instead of grinding, Gustavo hangs from the bars. The cops arrest Brick, and you need to go hit him to free your buddy. And Brick will eat the balloons, and then you can use them for a single boost. Well before the gimmicks outstay their welcome, changing the character who does them completely revamps how they work, while still keeping the same idea as the original so you can learn them quickly. Back in Gnome Forest, I said it was important to make Gustavo and Brick feel like a real break from Peppino gameplay, and a change like this is exactly that. Take the level we know and flip it on its head. And like I said, I think the structure of this level is much more suited to Gustavo and Brick than it was in Gnome Forest. Not just the gameplay, but the aesthetic of this rough inner city populated with pigs and pizzas looks great. Every one of the songs in this level is perfect, with Way of the Pig especially throwing every instrument at you and somehow coming together to form an absolutely great song. I can't say enough good things about the Pig City. It's just one of the best levels. Oh, I see. This is one of them tongue twisters. Joke's on you, I was born in the Northeast. My tongue was born twisted. This is just the word refrigerator 2 times. Refrigerator, refrigerator, freezerator is our Christmas level. You're all watching this at Christmas, right? Now, you can imagine that like all developers, when they get told they're making a nice level, Tour de Pizza was shaking their little cotton tails over the idea of ruining our day with ice physics. But good old Fridge decides to steer clear and instead makes the gimmick getting rid of as much ice as you can. After an opening where they just allow you to go nuts with speed, you get sent down an ice obstacle course on your way to the thermostat and have to crank it up to melt the ice. This completely changes the room and how you approach it, opening up secret pathways and netting you more points. Later on, you start getting harassed by Santa Claus, who throws swarms of enemies like these frozen pizzas at you to slow you down. It gets so bad that Peppino's willing to deal with the devil to make it stop. Eating this particular piece of pizza completely changes how Peppino controls, as now he kills enemies with a mere touch, can float, and makes the run back through this level for pizza time a total cakewalk. I can do anything. Nobody can stop me. I'm going for a second lap. That wasn't milk. Is this level perfect? Nah, these sauce bottles can be a bit of a pain to manage properly, especially in the secret stages. This section with the snowmen before you get the spicy pizza seems built to upset the criminally impatient like me, and the music kind of occupies the exact same space in my mind as the golf song until you get the pizza, but Refrigerator, Freezerator is a workhorse of a level. It's a lot of fun, but just lacks that X factor that makes Pig City or Deep Dish 9 stand out. Overall, I feel really conflicted about this floor, as the two levels I don't like, I really don't like. The Peppybot Factory and Oh Shit are not levels that I have any interest in revisiting, even though I probably played them the most to figure out why exactly I don't like them. But Pig City and Refrigerator are two of the best levels in the game. When it comes down to it, I think the heights of Pig City and the dependability of Fridge make this floor a good one. But it's the only time I really saw a crack in this game's perfect persona. Oh, I found another one! Now, fans of the alphabet may notice that this level is a lot like Pizzascape. Oh, that's not that bad. Pizza Scare is a remixed version of Pizzascape from all the way back down on floor 1 with a brand new horror twist with these stunningly
Can't believe I got here.
backgrounds here.
I cannot believe I got here at the same time as the video.
The gory Halloween masks and castle aesthetic are amazing, and along with the music, a creepy and melancholy version of Pizzascape's tracks are where my positives start to fall off. Okay, so the main two gimmicks of the level are getting crosses from the pizza priests to allow you to hit ghost enemies, but not the Ghost King. He follows you throughout the level and possesses traps to try to kill you. Both of these work, but I don't necessarily enjoy them. Oh, one of the gimmicks for the level are invincible enemies that require backtracking to kill? Oh, be still my beating heart. These sections aren't really sections, just stretches in the middle of other rooms where you plow through all the ghost knights, because if you don't, they're gonna be a much bigger pain on the run back, since the priest won't be there. He'll be where he originally spawned. So either kill all the knights on your first try while still processing what the area even looks like, or kill a few, run back to the priest to get the cross, and try again. It's clunky and jarring when it comes to speed, and an absolute nightmare for keeping your combo up. But I'd rather take 100 of these things than deal with the King Ghost. Like I said, as you run through the level, you have to dodge the traps that this guy possesses, like falling anchors and massive plug boxes. These shifts, though, are super frustrating to time out and can lead to you getting hit in really frustrating ways. This one here requires the absolute top speed for you to run past the anchor and avoid getting hit. But if you, say, stumble in the super precise platforming section just beforehand, you'll have to grind to a halt and awkwardly try to proc the anchor without getting hit. It's like this for the whole level, and what shocked me the most was how they never give you a section where you get to hit back against the king. Almost every level like this, where there's a persistent and overwhelming threat, lets you fight back at the end. Heck, a level on this floor does that, but no, you just run, and run some more. This level can also be a real pain for secret hunting, like having a secret stage hidden behind this wall that can only be broken down by having a bat kick you. Or 5 feet to the left, where finding Jerome requires you to hop across a platform that's blocked by the foreground. Pizza Scare just doesn't recapture the magic of Pizzascape. It's really confusing to navigate, disjointed, and I wouldn't mind never playing it again. Don't make a sound. jeez. Oh, that's not working. Don't Make a Sound casually strolls in after Pizza Scare and decides to completely upstage it as a scary stage. This level takes place inside of a pizzeria. Oh, God. Yep, you guessed it. This is the Five Nights at Freddy's level. After an explosive opening, you get stopped in your tracks and are forced to trigger an alarm. Doing so activates the killer animatronic, which you have to run away from. It's totally invincible, so your only option is to get away, which is a lot harder than it sounds. There's a variety of different animatronics throughout the level, from the standard mushroom one, the mozzarella that clings to the ceiling, and the puppet that floats through everything. Luckily, you won't have to tangle with them so long as you heed the name and stay quiet, and you do that by taking out the guards that sound the alarm. You only have 5 seconds after they see you before they wake up the animatronics, and if you get rid of them, you're safe. The animatronics only chase you as long as you're in the current room, so leaving means that you're in the clear. But there are plenty of cases where escape is near impossible, like when the final animatronic, the Butcher, gets introduced. He swings his cleaver around so wildly that he breaks through the environment, and the only way to get through is to let him chase you down. The animatronics make this level so much fun to play, just this persistent threat of instant failure always around the corner, which gets to its best when you're forced to confront them and play around them instead of just avoiding them. The level itself, independent of the animatronics though, has a really nice flow. Chaining kills is nice and breezy, there's never a moment where the flow is massively broken, and they use the gimmick in really fun ways. My favorite is using the super taunt to kill this guard so the animatronic doesn't wake up and you can roll past him to a secret. By the end though, Peppino's had enough and decides to do to these things what should have been done to FNAF a long time ago. Oh, who's scared now? Not me, the person who brought a gun to Chuck E. Cheese. Yep, the back half of this level is just blowing things away with a boomstick, and it couldn't feel better. The shotgun is my favorite power-up in the game, and I'd love to say it was for some nuanced reason, but it's a shotgun. You point it in a direction, and then you need to point it in a new direction, because there's nothing left in the other one. Don't Make a Sound is an absolute blast of a level, and I'm also really happy it's the second to last one, because saying this level is good in 20 different ways is getting exhausting. Run! As soon as you pick up the gun, a bomb is planted that's gonna go off unless Peppino gets out of there. The bomb is an automatic loss. Boot it out, start the whole stage over again. You can add time to it with these terminals, but other than that, you just can't stop moving. You have the shotgun for the whole level, and while it's great at blasting things into Proton, it also kills all your momentum, so don't think you can forsake the old headstrong approach. War has the best flow of any level. Everything leads into one another absolutely perfectly. It's unmatched throughout the rest of the game. The bomb timer is incredibly stressful. Watching it tick down from minutes to seconds to single-digit seconds makes you feel everything Peppino is going through, especially since this level was only designed for you to go through while running the track like normal. Trying to get the secrets on top of this, and you'll barely have any time to spare. War is my favorite level to play, and my least favorite level to write about, because it's got so much cool stuff in it that does not translate to talking about it. Do you think I just want to tell you about how much fun it is to run through a level, shotgunning everything with mere seconds to survive? No, I want you to go play it! I almost want to give up on saying anything intelligent and just gush about how fun it is. Everything from the opening to the run through the Peppino cloning factory. Sure, make more of these things. The secrets, pizza time, the second lap with no extra time or shotgun. But none of that can do more to sell you the level than the level does to sell itself. If nothing else I've said has convinced you to try out this game, let this. War is one of the best platforming levels in any game. Every other level, whether you like it or not, is worth it to get to War. Well, Pizza Face seems to have gotten a bit low on resources since we don't have another level to play, which means we've got to take the fight right to him.
Yeah, this is gonna take a while. Here's my ranking for all the levels if you're interested.
I got one for the music too, and there he is! Hey, get back here! Time for the final throwdown to begin. Face to Pizza Face. For the first phase of the fight, you're dealing with 2 attacks, snotting out 1 to 3 stooges, and a slam that summons another, and these things run the gambit from your basic blobs, knights, chickens, John Juniors, and these things that make this phase of the boss fight borderline bad. Oh, I hated dealing with them before, and they killed so many P-rank attempts just by being themselves. It's a super simple phase, and the only thing I have to say about it is how weird it is to hit the boss. It sounds simple enough, but aiming precisely can be cumbersome, and more often you're just gonna miss until you get the rhythm down. Thankfully, you can parry his dive attack, which means I can regain a bit of my lost ego. Oh, I know about the flying pile driver, but the game sure doesn't want to tell me about it. Smashing his face in reveals that it's not a face at all. This entire time, we've been running away from the real villain's car. This is Pizza Head, and he's been piloting Pizza Face the entire time. And now that we've busted up his ride, we're finally gonna be able to— Oh, come on! Just when you were thinking about how much fun the shotgun was, the game drags back in its inferior younger brother and forces you to use the gun to fight Pizza Head. It's not bad or anything, but it was an omen of what was to come. Pizza Head's fight is total bullet hell. Stuff's gonna be flying from every which way. Up, down, the other 2. And you're gonna be completely overwhelmed. He'll drag up the knights from Pizzascape, fire a submachine gun at you, play baseball like a good dad, and when he takes 3 hits, he'll summon back in Pizza Head to drop gears on you. By the way, I killed Snotty, I forgot to mention it earlier. There's so much to keep track of that keeping everything in order is nearly impossible. But it's still a lot of fun, up until you realize that the Uzi has a hitbox when he throws it away. I don't ever want to relive the moment I found out that was a thing. It's super intense, but in equal measures, it's also really fun to try to avoid everything, and Pizza Head is as much to thank for why it's so fun. He's just got so much personality like Noise and Peppino, from yanking the sword up in the stone because he's not worthy, his saucy October shoot, his baseball outfit. Someone's probably already made the observation, but how neat is it that the final boss of this 90s cartoon-inspired game is a rubber hose 60s character? The more and more you fight him, the faster and faster he gets. It's actually kinda jarring to watch him move so fast without changing his animations. When he finally gives up the ghost, he takes it right back and reaches down, grabbing every other boss. Peppino's finally had enough. The entire game has been pushing an Italian man into a corner, and it's finally time for him to explode. You refight every boss in the game, drudging up their attack patterns from the recesses of your mind. But luckily, just 1 hit does half their health. But that doesn't really mean much when you see you have to come back for a second round. Peppermint, Vigilante, Noise, and Fake Peppino, featuring Gustavo of Brick fame, is the highlight of the tension in this game. Refight everything you've just went through, but you're so mad you can't even be bothered to not clobber them like a wild animal. It's a real mental strain trying to keep up with it all, but it feels so good to watch Peppino just toss him away. All of this is in lead up to our final throwdown with Pizza Head, where he just doesn't try that hard. He's got 4 main attacks: the boxing gloves, fly swatter, sumo stomp, and cartwheel, which are about as easy to dodge as they look, as long as you don't try to parry when it's just not worth it. I'll take the time instead to mention the music. Unexpectancy goes through 3 different phases, and of the 3, I'd say it peaks in the first Pizza Head fight and really becomes something special by part 3. Part 1 has the feeling of a climactic battle, Part 2 is a battle against something that doesn't even feel like it's from the same planet as you, and Part 3 is you bringing him back down to Earth. Speaking of that, we finally get the chance to finish off Pizza Head, and look at that, I did it perfectly. Yep, never got hit. Now let's go. No, let me have this. What do you have to gain from taking this from me? Yeah, I'm not doing it. It's 3 phases in a row with 4 boss fights thrown in the middle. I got a migraine from playing this, and I don't even get a P-rank screen for beating it. So, technically, I P-ranked all the bosses you can P-rank in the game. Peppino finally gives up and starts crying as he pile drives Pizza Head into the tower and stops his plan. Now all that's left is to get out of here. Peppino can't even afford a victory lap. He gets a survival lap. You know what? I don't want to. This This level takes you all the way back down the tour the hard way, smashing through previous levels and hub areas all the way back to the door. And I mean it, you run back through the hub areas you've spent the entire game in. This whole time, they've had John blocks that won't activate until now, the final pizza time. The level appropriately has this feeling of completion, or full circleness. From the reuse of old gimmicks like the shotgun, the olive balloons, and one last ride on Little Doggy, it feels like the game's celebrating its best bits. On the way back down, you can collect all the bosses and help them escape, which means Peppermint can live. But so can the Noise, so he can take. Hey, look on the bright side! Noisette definitely dies in the collapse, so that's cool. The music as well uses motifs from all across the game, which gives it this feeling of finality, almost like a season finale of this massive adventure you've been on. After collecting our... I'm really friends with Gustavo. We escape the building and get about 2 seconds to breathe before Pizza Head threatens us with a second phase. Thankfully, my diligent work revives the original Pillar John, who sends him flying. And with that, Pizza Tower is finally over. Is a wrap-up really necessary? I've been singing this game's praises for well over an hour, and if you can't tell what I think, here's a hint. It's a reverse Ultimate Tenkaichi. It's got a few rough spots, but the levels that surround them almost instantly smooth over any and all complaints I have. It's the type of game that gets me excited to play games again, and I love that I get to live in a time when people like Georgia Pizza get to make the games they want with almost no compromises. And, hey, I may not have P-ranked the entire game, but who cares? At the end of the day, Pepino thinks I did pretty good.
Recently, Horoscope posted a video where he saved Eugene, the man who recruits you to kill Choo Choo Charles and has sick voice lines like these.
He's not taking enough damage. Get some headshots.
However, Horoscope quickly realized that it would be impossible for a variety of reasons, mainly the fact that the Charles that kills Eugene infinitely chases you, cannot be killed or despawn permanently, and stops you from talking to quest NPCs when he's near. So he used cheat tools to fly around the map and get Charles out of the way. As soon as I saw this, I knew I had to do it legit. I had to prove that Eugene could in fact be saved without cheats. With the power of speedrun strats and a cheeky little spot that someone in my community named Roxas helped me out with, I knew it would be possible. What I didn't know is just how painful it would be, how long I would have to spend to get Giga Charles stuck, just to desperately run to my quest and hear his horn sound off in the distance. Over.
Watch me. Oh, so he just knocks you over. Is that it? Is that really all he does? So he just knocks you over. Oh, well, I'm glad there's no game over fail state there. Jesus. I swear to God, if they go into the cave and like this is where they like go for real during the day. No, I guess not. He likes to gallop. All right. Wait, a gun? Fake gun. What the fuck? You're mine now. You're mine. Oh, here's a better look at that computer that gave me a fucking virus. That's pretty interesting.
Oh, hell yeah.
Alright, that's it.
There's so many of them. Yes. Mitosis.
Mitosis. Oh, that's an object, not a plant. This screen was added with the last minor update, but at some point it had another smaller update afterwards that made the screen completely break, so when you clicked continue it would just go black forever. And it took like a day to fix. Now, I don't think... Oh, okay, calm down. I don't think I need to reset anything to make this work properly. Watch anyways. Fuck it. Jesus!
Sorry, I do love it.
That's like the first time I've ever heard you do that sound. I really prefer if you never did it again.
Now it's even better. Oh.
That's a different model.
They're,
Or at least, wait, do they just shrink? Or, no, I don't even think they have a sitting pose anymore. That's funny.
Where's Monkey? Where's the monkey?
Although I did read there was fire damage now. Quote.
Okay.
Is
Those
the med kit
explosions
usable
finally
now?
hit me.
Is there like an actual damage system? Is that why they rendered gore gibs at the start of the game? I'm scared. Fuck it. Fuck it. Well, I don't need to save money. I need funny bananas.
69.
Well, they're all 69. I'm not sure why that is, but... calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm. He's being airdropped.
The TM2 character's like stinger goes on.
that was an unnecessarily high impact screen shake. Dude, he's massive. Whoa, what?
Oh! Oh wait!
wait a minute!
Oh my god!
That's hilarious!
Oh wait, can you like make a save real quick?
Well, okay.
I want you to just toss him. See if you can still hear him, like 10 billion yards away.
Okay.
Like outside. I want to see this as him.
No, come back! Come back!
The absolute density.
Why is he like this? I mean, I know why he's like this, but like...
Oh shit.
Now, I would feel tempted to microwave him, but not yet. Not yet, we save that for later.
Oh, he's gonna join the Boogie Boo and the Dirty.
God, this makes me, like, genuinely so happy.
He's just a little guy. How
He's
is
my
this
little
possible?
guy! He's in the game! I really don't like the fact you're saying that while this is going on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. God motherfucking damn, dude.
Don't worry about it. Gently.
Gently, so that I do not break something. I don't even know if it has, like, the power to break things. It's just all I know is that he heavy. Why is it... Why was it detect... If I just left it there, it would have detected a planet. That is so weird. What? What is that? What the hell's going on out there?
What do you mean what hell? Oh.
I see. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
They just spawned like that.
Oh, I think they like slide. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's nice. I could go for a barbecue bacon burger.
Barbecue bacon.
Oh my fucking god. Save me, Boinky Boof. Do I even have this? Yeah, I have the right amount of gas. Hey, did this always move when you turn left and right? I don't seem to remember that. Okay. This gets good. What? Pressing Alt has a horn. It like when you press it, it makes a noise, and then when you let go. I see. But the problem is, I have to press Alt as one of my hotkeys to like save a clip. So every time I want to save a clip on the ATV, now I have to.
That's the cut fucking sound.
Oh god. Watch out, Pee-wee's coming through.
Well, TF2 is optimized to hell. I said 24 gigs, but it's only 12.
Well, size-wise, anyways. Also, apparently you can check the generator info by... Oh yeah, I just didn't read that. Oh shit! Oh, okay, I got it.
Oh, that's low cycle.
I don't know how long that lasts for though. Oh, okay.
Wait.
I'm just gonna bank on it not happening for the other night.
Oh. Waka's there.
Haha, you are garbage.
Sounds like someone's breaking it down.
This is not really breaking it down music, but I get what you mean. Oh wait, there was something that a few people told me to do. Hold on. I can't even tell what it's supposed to be.
Is that Maxwell?
No, it's Mingus. So I can like barely make it out. Floppa.
I can't. Okay, that's Floppa.
Yeah, it's like
that's Floppa.
Yeah, like you have to look at it from a distance.
That's Floppa. Breaker of the fucking universe.
That is so fucking good.
He throws the glass. He's like the one object that can break it.
It's just like
S&P ice mashing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm shameless. What about it?
That's
that seems a little strange to me.
It's kind of red. You need to upgrade your visual light.
Yes, I believe I do. I mean, watch it. Like once it hits 100, it's gonna say like dwarf planet or something. I'm gonna be like completely wrong, and it's going to make it look weird. Okay, that's red dwarf. Oh man, it's just a star. Man, I thought I was getting worried over nothing.
It looked.
I mean, it looked cool, but still. Go there. Whoa.
Oh Jesus!
It sparked.
Is there technology?
Can these be broken now? Was that made solely to spite me?
It's a crush one with monster weapons.
I don't want to waste a drive, even though they're only $2.
Yeah.
I get the feeling I shouldn't be throwing those anymore.
The dollar.
The dollar. I kind of like this more, honestly. The bulb orb.
The superior.
I know it only vanished because it saved midway through, but that scared the shit out of me.
Right, my video's at like 1 bit rate, so I'll try to see if I can.
Yeah, no, it's very hard to see, but there's like a splotch right there. So I grab the sponge. Nothing. Okay.
Phenomenal.
Maybe there's a point to this.
156.
This is just like a crackpot, but like.
1 hour, 56 minutes, and 25 milliseconds. Holy shit. I finally got the rank. Please tell me I didn't miss anything. Thank fuck. Holy shit, I'm going to bed. Alright, as of finishing this, it is exactly midnight. So, speedrun moderators, I really hope this gets approved. This took a lot longer than I thought it would. So I know down to 115 is possible. I just need to practice more. Holy shit. Alright, let's see the rank. Let's see, you were quick as hell. There it is. Taking a picture of this for proof to my friend group. Holy fuck. I'm going to bed. Fuck this. I'm going. Just fuck this.